Yorùbá TV 247 ẹ bá wa dá sí. Ìpolówó ọjà tó kájí wọlé ẹ bá wa dá sí. Ọ̀rọ̀ lórí orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá gbogbogbò ẹ bá wa dá sí. Ẹ̀yin ará mi ẹ súnmọ́ bí ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ pín ẹ bá wa dá sí. Yorùbá TV 247 ẹ bá wa pín.
Over the weekend, the hashtag FreeVDM topped the trends after activist Martin Zoshe, also known as Very Dark Man, was arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission outside a Guaranty Trust Bank branch in Abuja. His arrest followed his public criticism of the bank for allegedly making unauthorized withdrawals from his mother's account. Well, according to his lawyer, Deji Adeyanju, VDM was ambushed by Efcc operatives and trapped inside GTB's exit door for over 5 minutes, a move he claims was a deliberate ploy to allow the anti-graft officers to effect his arrest. Many Nigerians, including VDM's brother, Mark Vincent Oshe, have accused the bank of complicity in the arrest and called for a boycott of the bank.
Everybody have been saying, come out and protest, come out and protest. Definitely, we are coming out on Monday. I'm not going to lie to you. We are coming out on Monday. We are coming out, me, myself, my family. I, Mark Vincent, I'm coming to GT Bank, Area 3 branch on Monday to withdraw my money, my small money I get with now. I'm going to withdraw my money. I'm going to make sure my family members withdraw their money. I'm going to make sure every Ratel withdraw their money from GTB Bank. We are not coming to fight you people, but we are coming out in mass, believe me. We are coming out in mass. We are not coming to play with you people. We are coming to do business on your ground. We are coming to take what is rightfully ours, which is our money. Well, GT Bank, you have done well. Now, let's play your game. We are not going to do the usual protest whereby everybody to come outside the shower because we don't already know how those things they end. In the end, now we're going to suffer. They're going to arrest people. Now we're going to send people, they're going to spoil the protest for us. But we're not about that, man. We are now wise. You get, we have knowledge, which is our own power too now. We are going to come and we are going to withdraw our money. Peacefully, GT Bank, if you like, close, if you like, no close. But believe me, from Monday till the end of next week, back-to-back withdrawal. No worry. That's our business now. We don't come for now.
All right, today is Monday. Today is a day set for the, assumed protests by VDM's family and the Ratel group and people that are visibly upset with GT Bank. But GT Bank has released a security footage showing that Very Dark Man was not apprehended in the bank. Well, here is the footage showing VDM exiting the bank, according to the Chief Communication Officer of GT Bank, Oyinde Adegite. VDM posted on his social media pages that he was visiting GT Bank branch in Garki to resolve the alleged issue with his mother's account. He concluded his business successfully and left our branch, as seen in the CCTV footage. As you can see here, his subsequent arrest is unrelated to his visit to the bank branch in Garki. We saw this footage circulating, released by the Vanguard newspaper, and we did see that VDM had left the premises of the bank. So, I mean, it does show that, appears that GT Bank has nothing to do with his arrest. But, I'll take a tweet from this person, Alexis, who wrote, "So eventually, VDM was not apprehended at GT Bank premises. So everybody can rest now and stop accusing the bank that knows nothing about it. It is the EFCC and not the bank. VDM has been making videos about them. I think it's because of the video they apprehended him." Meanwhile, Deji Adeyanju has threatened to take legal actions against the EFCC and GT Bank for the alleged inhumane treatment meted out to his clients. In a preliminary statement, VDM's legal team stated that their client and his associate, CPAC, were forcefully arrested at gunpoint outside a GT Bank in the presence of VDM's mother. They were allegedly beaten while blindfolded, labeled as bandits, and threatened. The legal team visited the EFCC and were shown an arrest warrant for VDM on allegations of cyber stalking issued by a magistrate in Wuse Zone 2. However, no formal charge or allegation was disclosed against VDM's associate, CPAC. In the meantime, social media have been awash with reactions to VDM's arrest, with many, including musicians Fela Kuti and Davido, demanding his release. Also, videos of foreigners calling out the EFCC and the federal government of Nigeria over his arrest have since gone viral. Let's take a look.
Hello, EFCC. This is a serious warning, and I hope you guys listen very well. You cannot arrest very dark man, a freedom fighter, like a Tories leader. You guys should free very dark man within the next 48 hours.
I heard my brother, very dark man, has been arrested by EFCC, like all brothers. Ross is very angry because he's a good person. And it's not just empty talking. Let me tell you how I got to know very dark man. There was a Tanzanian named Peter who took Ross issues, was 1 million in cash, and he tried to cheat me. Nigeria's brothers told me to seek VDM's help. I just messaged my problem to VDM, and the next day, he make a video to expose it. Later, Ross get a little money back. He was willing to help a stranger, Chinese, without any reward. So Ross says he's a good person and impossible to have done anything illegal. So I want to say to the Nigeria government, so I think you arrested VDM because he often speaks out on those public issues. You cannot solve the problem. So you choose to silence those who raise them. Isn't that shameless? Nigeria brothers, please share this video and leave your supportive comments. Tell the government that it's a democratic and a free country. It should tolerate critical voice because all Nigeria wants their country to become better and stronger. Please release VDM immediately.
All right. The hashtag free VDM. Rufai, all loud go. What is going on with the EFCC at this point?
Let me go back historically. Yesterday, I was watching a documentary of Stalin, Russia, where people that didn't align were taken, were sent up to gulags, were sent up to concentration places. And I also remember the history of the Gestapo. The way and manner the EFCC or multi-agency, I'm now hearing from my investigation, did take the VDM was a Gestaporic style, and it's an aberration in a democracy. If you claim that you have petitions written against him, it is not you that you are the judge, executioner, and everything in the case. You let him have his day in court. Today, you have violated his rights. You've kept him on there. And then some people will come and quote Akja. You've kept him on there for all these hours, passing the threshold of keeping people before you charge him to court. Till today, we've not had an official message out by the EFCC, which from my investigation, I discovered that it's a joint security body thing.
Yes.
It's not only the EFCC. And you were taken in that manner, blindfolded, pushed into a car in a Gestaporic style. We want to believe Nigeria is a democracy, but we don't believe so sometimes. We want to believe that the days of Abacha is long over, but we don't believe so sometimes. Because those days of Abacha was the days of rage in this country, where you watch what you said. But we don't believe so because of what is happening in this country as we speak. Like Africa, China, say, rich man, wait, not wasting money. They're not going to see him face for crime fighter. If you have petition written against the man, call the man forward to come and accept his petition. Why arresting him in that style? Until today, after many hours, the EFCC nor any government agency have not issued a statement.
Yes, we've reached out to them. We have a right to hear from them.
I have also reached out to the people I know in the EFCC.
Yes.
They've not issued a statement today.
They've not issued a statement till now.
So it is a very sad one for Nigeria. And the question is VDM today, who is next? When are they going to do right? In this is a country, we see how people violate the law and they move off. It's in this country we had Yaya Bello that could resist arrest. We are not saying, please don't investigate him based on petitions written. All we are saying is, do it in a clean way.
That's it.
And let the rule of law take its course. Let him have his day in courts.
All right, moving by. In the wake of all that drama, an old video of the late Afrobeat legend, Fela Kuti, during a tour with his Africa 70 band in Berlin in 1978, where he told the audience about what happens when you speak the truth, has gone viral. Let's take a look.
When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. Then when you are very strong and you talk again, they may kill you. They may even burn your house down, like they burnt my house down at home. Now, when they burn my house finish, some friends who are very, Africans know they are very afraid of life. Hey, fella, yourself, don't talk truth again. You see, they come and tell you not to say the truth again. Then I tell them, I say, them never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa. Pansa pansa means they will hear more and more and more until they can hear no more, because the truth can never die.
The late Afrobeat legend, the truth can never die. You always know that he spoke truth to power, and we're seeing that the very dark man also was following in his footsteps.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, it's also important to put some history. What year was that? 1978. Yes. Because we know that that's before the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Yes.
And it was at the height of the Cold War, when there were tensions between the East and the West, communism, anti-communism, and so forth. It was a massive time, definitive moment in the global world order. So for him to go and perform and, you know, especially what he was saying at the time, as much as it is revolutionary now, at that point, we can't forget very dark man's mother.
Yes.
Because her whereabouts are also still not confirmed. And even if he has something to answer for, I can't imagine why we would keep an elderly woman in custody for this long. Because I don't believe she is the subject of any investigation.
Well, I doubt that they arrested her.
They say that her whereabouts is not.
That was over the weekend.
Have they found her?
Because I think even there was one of his brother that, you know, was at the scene. He has also been brought back, and in fact even granted an interview.
Is back as well.
Yeah, so I don't think there's anything.
So I wanted to be sure about that.
Yes, and thank you for highlighting that. Actually, Femi Akinsoya, in another development, well, Labour Party leader Peter Obi has condemned the alleged abduction of Atiku Issa and the arrest of very dark man. In a post on X, Obi expressed concern over the disregard for the rule of law and the erosion of youth voices in a democracy. On the issue of VDM's arrest, Peter Obi wrote in part, the arrest of Martin Vincent Osher, popularly known as Very Dark Man, though perhaps within the legal rights of security agencies, was carried out in a manner that left many Nigerians unsettled. One cannot help but ask, was it impossible to invite Mr. Osher in a civil, transparent, and legal manner? Will that not have spared Nigerians, GT Bank, and our national image the unnecessary shame and losses we now witness? Similarly, troubling are the allegations surrounding the so-called adoption of the NAN's president. If true, it raises critical questions about the independence of student leadership and subtle erosion of young voices in our democracy. Nigeria's youth should not feel coerced, silenced, or absorbed into political agendas that do not reflect their will. The opposition of young voices, whether through force, patronage, or intimidation, is a dangerous path that we must not normalized, and that is quite apt. I thought that Peter Obi here summed up really the voices of Nigerian youth and the people that are really aggrieved about this arrest of VDM or, the so-called abduction of, the NAN's president. We will await an investigation as we'll take it here on what's trending. Again, we're looking forward for a statement from the EFCC as regards the whereabouts and the abduction of very dark man. We'll take another story now. Over the weekend, social media was awash with reactions after a US-based Nigerian activist, Sandra Duru, alleged that suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan offered her 200 million naira to falsify or falsely accuse Senate President Godswill Akpabio of organ harvesting. Duru, who goes by the name Professor Ngbeke on Facebook, made the allegations during a live session on the platform. She alleged that Natasha admitted to having evidence of sexual harassment against Akpabio and wants to force his resignation. The activist also claimed that Natasha recruited a former Minister of Education, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, and Arise News to do her bidding, insisting that Natasha is on a mission to destroy men. Let's take a look.
Natasha told me bluntly, she said, babe, there was nothing like sexual harassment. I was shocked. So when she now started explaining things to me, in the course of the explanation, she was so relaxed. She was so calm. She opened up a lot of things to me. Our conversation wasn't just one or two, which the security agencies have already verified. And she was bold enough to tell me that she has paid Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, that she recruited Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, that's not a big deal, I can do it. I said, did you tell Dr. Obi that these things are not true? She said, they know. We are women. We can't let these men be doing this to us. We have to fight. Let's just use gender-based whatever. She now said, it didn't happen. I don't have evidence. That was why I sent Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, Mrs. Abiola or Dr. Abiola, and Fida. You were recruited, that she recruited useful idiots, women that can speak and be heard. You are now Natasha's useful idiots. And she was wondering why I cannot join her on Arise TV to do the same thing. And the question is, why always Arise TV? She said she has bought them.
Rufai, Vimbai, Femi. These are quite damning allegations. And I could not help but wonder, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan will tell you there's no evidence of sexual harassment. That actually got me. Like, why would she tell you? Do you have some superior powers, being? Are you God? Those were some of the questions. Well, in the meantime, Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan has refuted the claims made by Professor Ngbeke, and that's her name on Facebook, saying that the activist was acting on behalf of Senate President Godswill Akpabio. Natasha posted a screenshot from the Facebook live session where the activist mistakenly flashed her call log showing Godswill Akpabio's name. Let me take Natasha's post on IG. She wrote in part, the content of the live stream, including the voice effect credited to me, are entirely untrue and most manipulated to serve Sandra Duru's ulterior motive of playing the script of Senator Godswill Akpabio, who called 47 minutes into her during her live stream. See attached, and that's the footage there. To the best of my knowledge, those words used against Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, Dr. Abiola, Fida, and good Nigerians as gullible and hungry, Yoruba government, etc., are crazy falsehood and did not emanate from the natural cause of any contact involving me. In the nearest of time, I will respond to the unfounded allegations made therein. Well, Natasha went on to post some links of, alleged unscrupulous activities, including fraud and blackmail allegations against the activist, Dr. Sandra Duru. Let me take Obi Ezekwesili's tweet. She wrote, once again, Senator Kuti, you will never walk alone. I see how my unwavering support for your cry for justice has sent your adversaries into a frenzy, resorting to a desperate, laughable falsehoods. Rest assured, Dr. Abiola, the distinguished women of FIDA, and I will continue to stand with you wholeheartedly. Our commitment to justice is unshaken, and we will not relent until justice is served. We simply despise injustice and the abuse of power, period. No sensible and decent person who knows my incorruptible track record is deceived by the ridiculous fabrications being peddled by your traducers. They know without a doubt that no amount of money, not even all the wealth in every central bank in the world, can buy my convictions, voice, and stance on any matter I choose to support. So, worry not, Senator Akpoti Uduaghan. You will continue to have my unwavering sacrificial support in your resolute fight against Senate President Godswill Akpabio. I mean, you know, people have said that Arise News channel should respond to being mentioned in the Duru Akpoti Uduaghan allegations. But I would like to let you know that we do not respond to such wild and unsubstantiated allegations. We are a public trust and a platform for all in the pursuit of truth and justice. Rufai, I'd like to come to you with this matter. I just thought I should table out our, our side of our allegations. We do not respond to such allegations. But, it was quite refreshing to see Dr. Obi Ezekwesili respond to Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan in such a supportive manner, given that, this video came out, hoping that Obi Ezekwesili will be upset with Natasha Akpoti after all of that, accusing her of saying that, she was what? Is it an idiot or something? A gullible idiot or something. Useful idiot. That's what.
Oji, since this matter started, you can play back all of my tapes.
Yes.
What have I said? I'm not saying Akpabio is wrong. I'm not saying Natasha is wrong. All I'm saying, they should put evidence forward. And I always put a caveat. In a moment or a time where Natasha does not have her evidence, I will be the first to do what? To berate her on this platform. You can check through the past tapes. And that's the point I've always reiterated. The talk and the all sorts of rubbish talk here and there. When that incident started first, the first guest that came to speak on that issue was Senator Nwabo. He sat on that chair. He came to speak in favor of Senator Godswill Akpabio. The thing happened today, the altercation happened, because I remember the day the altercation happened. I was in Abuja that day. That was the day Babangida's book launch happened. The next day, Senator Waboye was here. And we took every side, both surrogates that came to speak in favor of Senator Akpabio and those that came to speak in favor of Senator Akpoti. We took every side. In fact, I thought we had more surrogates speaking in favor of Senator Akpabio on this platform, which are facts that can be verified. Then moving further, all of this rigmarole that happened, and you are hearing, allegations of this and that, and all sorts of allegations being mentioned. Oji, it was crystal clear. We met Natasha on the night of our awards. There's no hidden. It was live on TV. We sat down together. So all sorts of talk. We have just always maintained that every part should be heard.
Absolutely.
Is it also this incident that led to a recall that we exposed here? And how that recall failed? And in all of this, we have also seen the accuser, in the bit of showing the phone, has also shown that there was a call received by the Senate President and some other senator. A contact.
Contact with that name.
With that name.
Contact with that name.
Yes.
And a contact with other names, so another conversation. So that's also out there in part of all of this. But on this issue, we have stood our part. We'll keep on giving voices to everybody possible. I'll keep on asking for the facts of every matter. And I also hear that there was a presidential panel set up to look into this matter. And I hear that the Senate president pulled out of it. Yes. I will want the presidential panel to also look at this. Natasha should present her evidence. Senator Akpabio should present her evidence. In the case of anyone found wanting, we come out there, we say it the way it is and berate them.
Yeah, I just have one sentence to make, which is that I think these are some of the, shall I say, occupational hazards in the era of social media, where people can come out to social media and lay whatever claim they wish to claim, whether it be verified, whether it be fact, whether it be not. And my appeal again, and I've appealed before, is to the judiciary, because these cases in their various capacities are before the courts. And that's where the evidence needs to be provided. And that's where we pray for a transparent and fair process so that we can really get what's truly called justice. This social media back and forth, it's unnecessary.
Yes.
This issue is before the courts and the various processes. We need to be there every step of the way, holding those processes accountable until it reaches the ultimate conclusion of this case.
Absolutely well said. And as always, we at Arise News will continue to follow up on the story and report on it. We need more investigation.
What do you want? Free media! What do you want? Free media! What do you want? Free media! Free media! What do you want? Free media! What do you want? Free media! What do you want? Free media! Titi, what do you want? Free media! What do you want? Free media!
In respect of VDM kidnapped. He was kidnapped on the 2nd of May, and we are demanding immediate release of VDM. VDM is not a criminal. If GTB or the federal government feel that he has committed any offense, they have all the time, all the apparatus to invite him or to call him. Yes. Not to kidnap him at this very point. So what we are demanding for unconditional release of VDM. Nothing.
Hello, Mr. President, anybody that has the lever to forge documents. So you forged a whole school certificate? How were you able to sleep at night? And we're not just talking about forgery, we are also talking about possible identity theft. Now we know why he didn't want the gender on his documents reviewed. My father's on this show. This one is undefendable. Don't beg. I said, don't beg me, Ojane, don't beg me. In fact, my eyes are pushing me right now. Ojuba Miti, I am seriously embarrassed right now. That's the president of my country. Hey! God, give me 1 minute. I'm okay. I'm trying not to cry. That whole president. Oh, by the way, how can somebody that forged documents become a president? Or allegedly, let me say allegedly. How can somebody like that become a president? Especially in Nigeria, a very religious country where everybody crucified a young girl that forged a JAMB result. The surprising thing is some of the same people that said what that girl did was wrong are now making excuses for my father. You see, Nigerian politics can make people forget what is right, what is wrong.
One thing Nigerians need to know is that in that certificate, because it's ceremonial, you even have the right to redesign it to your own taste. That is the truth. What is important is the transcript.
Redesign it to your own taste.
Absolutely. You can Google it. It's out there. They advertise it out there in the US. If you have lost your certificate, we can get it back for you.
Uncle Eberolong, why are you trying to confuse people, mixing lies with the truth? It's not like that. So he said what is important is transcript. Don't you know that anybody can design transcript as well? You know, there are websites where you can design a diploma, a certificate, you know, and transcript. If you are acting drama, for example, or you are doing movie and you need a certificate to use in your movie, you can also do fake ones for your family members, especially if they want to fill the seal on the diploma. You know, like if your parents want to hang your diploma in their house in order to say, that is my daughter's diploma, you know, to bragado, mommy, let me graduate. Or if you want to blow it up and hang it on your office wall, you know, you want it to look like the original one but oversized. But even those websites, my people, like Valleygrad, for example, have disclaimers all over their sites that, this is not real. Look at this one. They wrote, it should be made clear that these are not real diplomas or transcripts. We are not an educational institution and cannot be used for accreditation. The reason they said that they are not an educational institution is because you are supposed to go to an educational institution to get valid copy of your transcript or your certificate. And before you check out, you have to click that you agree that you will not use this site for any illegal purposes. By the way, see how much they are charging. $109 when you can get authentic one for $26. And then they said add transcript for $60. I mean, it cost me $7 to get my authentic transcript from my school. Unless I'm using this for nostalgia, you know, or I'm making something up. I really don't need it unless I'm acting a movie, you know. More importantly, this technology was not even in existence when Tinubu was running for governor in Lagos and he submitted fake, well, they said we should not say fake, but it is fake certificates to INEC. It's okay if you support somebody. It's okay if you support Tinubu or you support Peter Obi or whatever. But if your candidate should do something that is wrong, you should be able to say, Haba, this one is wrong. Maybe you guys love me. I'm your girl. But if I should do something wrong, won't you tell me? My father said that he lost his bachelor's certificate. And last year on this show, I announced that it's only $26 so to get a new one. I was advising, I did not. Instead, he decided to forge certificate. Offense committee. That's a crime. By the way, Judge Nancy Maldonado of the U.S. District Court for Northern District of Illinois. Oh, my mother. Nigerians are praying for... Baba. Nigerians are praying for you, both young and old. Nigerians are in love with you because you did something that no judge in Nigeria has ever done. To categorically tell a sitting president, screw you and your petition. Oh, sorry. That's not what she said. I'm sorry. She said the court cautions President Tinubu that any further request for a stay before this court will be denied. That is to say, was my friend Miofejo, do not come back here. My verdict will not change. I was like, irony. It shocked me. We were all shocked. Because in Nigeria, you can't just talk to a president like he or she is a human being. You treat them as if they are gods. Anyways, for those who are wondering, the school released all kinds of documents for our president, President Tinubu. First of all, the secondary school GCE that he submitted to Southwest College, where he got his associate degree 2 years before attending Chicago State University in 1975, was a 1970 GCE A-level result, stating that he graduated from Government College in Lagos. Now, the problem is, Government College in Lagos was not established until 1974. God, this man graduated before he used before he started school. I'm telling you, some of you think you are brilliant. Let me tell you, Alhaji is not just brilliant. He's super smart. The man is a genius. I mean, for somebody to graduate before the school even starts tells you his own level of brilliance, his own level of smartness. He's from another world. Nah, nobody you be that. Seriously trouble. Also, that GCE results had grades in chemistry, biology, and physics, but the man is an accountant. He must have been in commercial class or art class because he never mentioned that he did science in secondary school. But maybe he was in science class in secondary school. I don't know. It's just that if somebody wants to be an accountant, for example, they will be in commercial class in secondary school. Also, the GCE results shows that Tinubu took the exam as an HSE student. At that time, they used to have this 2-year study after 5 years of secondary school. school called HCE. In other words, the owner of this certificate must have graduated from secondary school around 1968. You see why some people who have liver, some of you, you have liver. Some people are now calling my president a criminal. You see, I have suffered. But me, I will continue to defend my father. Just be careful, those of you calling him, it's because DSS can come after you, not me, because I'm always defending my fathers. And then the documents from Southwest College, which he used to enter Chicago State University, said that he was a female. Sorry, that didn't come out right. He was a female. So, okay, what I'm trying to say is whoever applied to Chicago State University with the name Bola A. Tinubu applied as a woman. Even though he or she used the name Bola A. Tinubu, we still don't know if it's the same person right now that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu that we know. It's possible that another student, a female student, shares name with my father, but there's a gender confusion in the document release is what I'm trying to say, which is why he didn't want the school to release the personal information like his gender. Now, this is also why people are suggesting that besides forgery, it looks like Alhaji also committed identity theft, By the way, this school needs to be investigated as well. I don't get it. I mean, they said, yes, he attended Chicago State University, but they couldn't find a copy of his certificate. However, they found copies of certificates of other people that graduated in 1917. I don't know. And they even provided those certificates, even though they were not requested. I was like... Anyway, I forgot to mention that even his date of birth did not correlate with what he said to be his real date of birth. There's 2 years difference on the document. But if truly he lost his certificate, the school said that they don't know where he found the one that he presented to INEC, which is why people have been talking. They are saying, so which certificate did my father give to INEC? Did he or did he not? Did he forge? Did he not forge? Who am I to say he forged? You see, I'm not here to crucify my father. Who am I? But I'm shocked that he's yet to address the nation till now about this issue. I mean, no press conference and nobody is interviewing him about this. They just accused a whole president of forging documents and he's silent. I don't get it, because he's actually the only one that can tell us the truth. Well, unless the FBI should release the file that they have on him. But why wait for the FBI, my father? Why not just come out? Come out of your closet. Admit that you did wrong. Confess and apologize to Nigerians for dragging our country in the mud. I mean, this is very important because your silence is seen as endorsing criminality. We, the young people, we need to be able to look up to our elderly ones, morally at least. And as the president of the nation, you should be a good example and a good model for us. Otherwise, if the president doesn't see anything wrong in forging documents, how can we condemn some of our nurses that are allegedly forging their certificates in order to work abroad? You know how embarrassing that is? When we have some wonderful, even some overqualified nurses that are changing lives in Nigeria. But some people are trying to embarrass us. But how do we say anything about that if our president also forged his papers? Now, I think INEC needs to do some explanation. Because is it that people just give you guys certificates, you don't do any verification? What is the point of, I don't get it. How can somebody come and register with you, INEC, and you will not deduct that this one is real, this one is fake? And moving forward, I think people's credentials should be authenticated before even running as a candidate for any office. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think this will change anything? Me, I hate to tell you that I don't think this will change anything in Nigeria. No, in Nigeria. Do you think Tinubu would step down honorably, or do you think he will be forced to step down because of all these revelations? Lastly, I just hope that my father, that is Alhaji Atiku, who is revealing all this information about Tinubu, is ready for his information to also be made public. Because the same America that released Tinubu's information also has a file on Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. So I guess we'll be watching this movie for a long time. I won't be surprised if Tinubu also petitions that his secret be made public. Now to another topic. Naira Marley is back in Nigeria, and the police said that he's now in their custody and that they are working on their investigations about the death of Mohbad. We're still waiting for the result of the autopsy. Also, what's going on at UCH Ibadan, University Teaching Hospital in Ibadan? How can you have total blackout at a federal hospital? I don't get it. This video is from UCH in Ibadan. I said, hey, Oluwagbami, is somebody chopping the money that you are supposed to use to have electricity? Because, I don't know, hospitals should have their own power generator or solar or something. Nigerian government, this is a disgrace. So if this is a federal hospital, having total blackout, people can die in this kind of situation. Just imagine if someone is having a baby and then the power went out. Imagine if someone is in surgery and the power went out. What's going to happen? People that shouldn't die would end up dying because of electricity. It's not even the fact that the operation is successful or not successful. Now, how would doctors see themselves? How would they see the patient? Should they be using flashlights to do surgery at UCH? And the leaders of UCH, I don't know if one of you is chopping money that should be, whoever it is, if you're not even thinking, in fact, forget about politics this time around, just think about the patient. Haba! And before I leave, guys, move closer. If anyone living in America is missing Nigerian water, Nigerian cheese, well, please know that your prayers have been answered. You can now get authentic Nigerian water made fresh daily in Maryland, USA. Please call my mother. That is Mrs. Adiola Ojeleye, my mother. You guys will find lots of videos of her water on her Instagram page, Naijawara, or just search for naijawara.com. It will still take you to her Instagram page.
It's impossible. That one I can guarantee you.
Okay, Bob D.
Yes.
Ambassador Amagum.
Yes.
Is now saying they will go to court. They have appointed caretaker committee for Delta. The same party. They will call a NEC meeting, National Working Committee meeting. The same party that cannot address the wicked question.
No, let me tell you something.
The same party that cannot enforce discipline.
No, it's all a melodrama. I'm not going to address Ambassador Damagum because I had my own personal opinion of what the NWC of PDP was up to. You see, the beauty of people like us is that I'm a part-time politician. I have my job. At Ovation, I'm a reporter. And that is what is feeding me. I've never lived on politics. So I can address issues very clearly and dispassionately. Yeah, the Almighty, yes. Dr. Abati, Wike is sackable. But because, unfortunately, the insects eating the vegetable are well embedded within the vegetable, therefore,
one man used to come here to say that.
So that's the truth. So when they are serious, there are a few members who are very serious, very focused, but majority of the people, you are dealing with principalities in politics. And the principalities, they know what it takes. You have to control the money. You have to control the judiciary. You have to control the legislature. In fact, you have to control the air that we breathe. Otherwise, how do you explain that rivers where there was no crisis, where nobody was firing a bullet, you declared a state of emergency there, and you have not declared in Borno, you have not declared in Sokoto, you have not declared in Niger, and all other places where you have very clear cases of violence going on. So, but Nigeria is a case of animal farm, Joel. All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. People try to confuse us by telling lies. So PDP, I don't know about APC or any other party, PDP does not have problem. People say it's supposed to be 8 years, not 8 years. In which constitution? And fortunately, Dr. Abati is a lawyer. He should come and tell us. It was the same wicked people complaining about North-South that brought the committee that threw our party primary open. That's why I was able to buy a form. I bought a form. Because at that time, Atiku had told them that if they will cede power to the Southeast, then it will make sense to him. But if it will still be a rotation between just a few zones, he will not support it. He wanted them to cede power to the Southeast. But because Wike had already disqualified himself by saying he's not an Igbo man, he says he's from South-South, he's not interested in Igbo or anything. So, and they succeeded in frustrating Peter Obi out of the party. So the course was clear for Nyesom Wike. There was nobody who had the capacity. You must give it to him. And I like to say it all the time. damn good guy, you know, projects man. That's why we used to call him Mr. Project. But always angry. Now, why did they not pick him? The same man who is complaining about North-South was ready to be vice president. Let him come out and deny that he never planned to be vice president to Atiku.
Well, joining us on the show for a right of reply to the assertions made by Chief Dele Momodu is Lere Olayinka, Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and New Media to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mr. Nyesom Wike. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning. Oga Rupert Apati, you said Dele Momodu have been in journalism for a decade. You see, we mix things too much. It is better for us to say that Dele Momodu has been in the business of publishing photo album. When you are publishing photo album, then it's different from being a journalist now. Listen, let me continue, I beg. He was publishing photo album. Ovation was a photo album now. It was a photo book. So when you are for published photo book, how does that make you a journalist? It's just like some people who are on air personality, OAP. And we also call them journalists. What I said yesterday, I stand on it because he has that antecedent. When he was publishing that photo book called Ovation Self, what was he doing? Going to military generals' houses, military people to go to his houses, to the houses to take pictures and publish pictures as photo album. That's what he was doing. So he came yesterday and I said that is what he is doing. He is doing because of his stomach. I stand on it. Because this is not the first time. He did the same thing for Rotimi Amechi. He did the same thing for the FCT minister, which is on Wike. He did the same thing for Saraki. He's doing the same thing now for Atiku. And the issue here is that one of the aberration of the PDP aberration has produced is Dele Momodu. I had him being introduced as PDP chieftain as how? Why did he become PDP chieftain, for Christ's sake? Somebody who joined PDP 2022 and suddenly become PDP chieftain. PDP chieftain as how? Is that how to become a chieftain of a political party? He's merely a member of PDP who joined the PDP 2022 and he does not know the workings of the party. If he knows, he won't come on TV to start talking about zoning to southeast, zoning to south-south. PDP does not do zoning to southeast, south-south, northeast. PDP does north and south zoning. It is when positions are zoned to whether north or south that if position is zoned to south, for instance, it is the people in the south that can now microzone. PDP as a party at the national level does not do microzoning. PDP would zone to north or south, and people in either north or south will now sit and microzone to either southwest, southeast, or south-south, or northwest, or northeast, or north central. That is how it is done. But Dele Momodu does not know, and it is not his fault. He is ignorant of the working of PDP. He just joined. He's a new member. On a normal circumstance, in a normal situation, he should be clearing up between people like us and be calling us leaders.
Ambassador Damagu, if he and some of his members were very patriotic about Nigeria, would have done the right things by sacking Wike. If they had made it possible for the neck to sit, be clearing up between people like us and be calling us leaders. Dele Momodu said yesterday that Atiku supported PDP picking his candidate from the southeast. The same Atiku that already obtained nomination form to contest. He already obtained expression of interest form. Even before the Sony committee finished its job, PDP had not come out with Sony formula. PDP had not said, oh, we are zoning to north or south or even southwest. Atiku has obtained form. So when you already obtain form, how can you now be talking about you want the ticket to be sold to the southeast? All these things are just trying to be clever by half.
Okay. I want to set some records straight, and these are facts. I deal with facts alone. Dele Momodu got his first job with African Concord magazine in May 1988. Then he also worked at National Concord, Sunday Concord, Business Concord, and the Yoruba newspaper Ishokon. And afterwards, he went on to Classic, another magazine outfit. At some point, they said he was the highest paid editor in Nigeria. So the assertion that it was a picture book Dele Momodu was making, that's not true, because he only set up Ovation in 1996 after I went on exile. So, and I'm not sure you're going to call the likes of Concord, a prestigious newspaper outfit, a picture book in this country. Fact one, taken out. Secondly, I want you to provide us empirical facts that Dele Momodu is on Atiku Abubakar's pay list. Probably, maybe bank details you are privy to of how he's being paid and other factual evidence to support your claim.
Well, are you done?
Yes, I'm done, sir.
You are done with your facts. But you miss out one fact. You miss out the fact that Dele Momodu went to university to study Yoruba.
Yoruba TV 247 ẹ bá wa dá sí. Ìpolówó ọjà tó kájí wọlé ẹ bá wa dá sí. Ọ̀rọ̀ lórí orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá gbogbogbò ẹ bá wa dá sí. Ẹ̀yin ará mi ẹ súnmọ́ bí ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ pín ẹ bá wa dá sí. Yoruba TV 247 ẹ bá wa pín.